Okay, welcome back to Paradise with this coronavirus. This is Cooking with MrDan. Today's recipe, we're going to be making lentils. So with that, I want to say hi Eddie in Ohio, this is for you. And my wife's co-worker Joe K in Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania, somewhere like that. Hi Joe, hi Eddie. But at any rate, we're going to make us some lentils. So they're very versatile, very easy to cook, and without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so we can see we only have a few ingredients today. To the left, that silver thing with the points on it, that's just my knife sharpener. You should always sharpen your knife if you're going to cut anything before you cut, really. And that little knife there, that little paring knife, whatever, I sharpen that just about almost every time before I cut up any onions, carrots, and that's what you see in that paper plate. Started cutting some to expedient this a little bit. There's 3 cups of water behind there. There you can see the bag of orange baby carrots. In the foreground there, you got a cutting board with a parsley onion. I'm going to show you how to cut that, and a little trick with the celery. Got red pepper flakes, that's optional. Frank's Red Hot, that's also optional. And I got a bag of lentils there, and I get them from Walmart. And behind that, you can barely see it. It's I got my 1 cup. I cheated a little. That's what's propping up the bag. I got my cup of lentils. Okay, so let's get to the slicing and dicing. Okay, like I said, this is very few ingredients, and the only reason we're mixing, I normally make these plain by themselves with really just a little salt and pepper, and at the end I hit it with a little Frank's hot sauce because I like that. But Penny, my wife, likes to have a little color. So that's hence why we're putting these little vegetables in there, and you can put whatever you want in there. Like I said, this is a very versatile little thing. Just like when you're making beans and stuff at home, they always want you to soak your beans overnight. Well, these here lentils, you don't have to do that. You just take them straight from the bag, rinse them. You need to rinse them, but then you can put them right into the pot with water. And as you see, I sliced my little baby carrot into little sections, and I'm going to just hit a couple little chunks like this. The reason I'm doing this real small, I was trying to get it as small as I can, is because I don't want to take away from the lentils. So I don't want to make it so much bigger than the lentils. So there's your little carrots. I got a total of 3 carrots in there. This is the rest of the quarter of an onion. Also trying to dice this up small enough, okay? Because again, I don't want to take away, these lentils aren't very big, but they will grow in size once you cook them in the water. And we'll go over that in a minute. Okay, so there's your onions. Oop, got lost my celery there. Okay, I've washed all these things, but the trick I wanted to show you all was with the celery. Just break the end like this and pull. And you notice all this, you guys don't like the fibers, the stringiness in there? You take out all the strings, look. Like magic. And that's my little trick with the celery. Somebody showed me that a long time ago. Somehow I never forgot it. Okay, I don't mind the stringy things, but some people do. Anyway, again, I'm going to try to slice these and dice them as thin as possible. So you just give them a little vertical cut there. Get some little sections going. And watch your fingers. I have a hard time with these because I try to keep my fingers back, but and then we slice them down again. Again, watching your fingers. Don't try to keep them tucked in like this. When you're chopping these, I've been practicing my knife skills. I still ain't very good at it, but you keep it down like this, and you keep the knife going right along that knuckle, and it keeps the blade tilted out a little bit. And they say if you can get that down pat, you won't never cut your fingers. Well, I won't say never, but anyway, this is almost done here. Okay. That's enough of that. A little baby piece left. I'll throw that in my bag in the freezer. This here. And so you don't want too much. So remember, you got a quarter of an onion here. You got 3 baby carrots in. You got basically a stalk and a half of celery. 2 stalks, let's just call it that, whatever. Okay. That being said, what's like I'm grabbing strings over here. Okay. So, that being said, what we're going to do, like I said, I got my 1 cup of lentils. Into that, I'm going to dump them into this here strainer. And we're going to proceed to rinse them off. Just a quick rinse is all you need. Okay. So I'll bring the pot to us this time. Okay. Into your pot. Pop your beans. And I've already looked. You can look through these. I ain't found one yet since I've been buying them, but you can look through the lentils and you might find a little pebble or so. But, you know, all the great value beans, pinto beans, all these dried beans I get from Great Value, I very rarely find anything. But that's being said, I'm going to show you. Then you just take this and we're dumping everything together. See? This is so easy. And lentils are really nutritious. I mean, that's the thing. They're very versatile. You can put them in with anything. You can cook them with eggs. You can make soup. You can eat them by themselves on a side dish. I'm going to try making bread. I found another recipe for bread that you can use lentils as the base. So I'm going to try that. And it's going to be like a flatbread, but I'm going to try that when I'm going to make a pizza. So that's going to be coming on a video. Okay, now we get a spoon. Okay, just give us a little mix around. Now this is how quick and easy this really is, folks. It's not rocket science by no sense of the imagination. Okay, now at this time I sprinkle a little pepper flakes. I don't know if you guys like them. Just gives it a little bite here and there. Let me get one more thing. I don't do this all the time either, but I do kind of like it. It's the Knorr chicken bouillon with tomato in it, okay? And just basically for me, I like the color. It leaves the color of the liquid a little reddish brown, but it looks good. And I just break them up most of the time. Help it so it dissolves a little quicker. Anyway, that's that. Take your 3 cups of water. And whammo, looks like that. Okay, I'm going to the stove over here. Okay, we're at the stove. Now we're going to turn this up to get it boiling. So I got this on high right now, about not quite high, maybe a 6. And one thing you have to remember with the lentils, and a lot of people add salt and everything into the water right away. With the lentils, the salt is the last thing to go in. They say if you put it in too soon, I was reading this somewhere. I probably would have put salt in, but I read this somewhere where if you put the salt in too early, it does something to the skin or the husk, whatever, makes it hard. So the bean won't get soft, they say. I don't know. But since that, I've been just added at the end. But this takes approximately anywhere from 30 to almost 40 minutes sometimes. It just depends. But it comes out real good. It comes out basically the same each and every time. And this is all there is to it. That's how easy to get everything ready. The most time you have here is when you're prepping everything. That takes the longest. Putting it in the pot, let it cook, and then you're ready to eat. I'll wait till this comes up to a boil and we'll be back. Okay, we're back again. Once you see, like right now it's boiling nice. Once it starts to boil, like this, then you turn your heat down to, I put it medium-low, let it like simmer. Because you're going to let this cook between, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes maybe. I don't even think it's quite that long. Just depends. I don't know on what, but it depends on what your stove or whatever. I don't know. These little things here, they will almost triple in size. You know, when you look at this now, when this thing's done, you're going to see the difference. Like I said, no salt till the end. And, you know, with me, I have my salt and pepper mix, so all salt and pepper's going in at the end. This thing's very Weight Watcher friendly, I guess you can say. That's what I would say. My wife says that, so that's one reason she really likes these, because they fill you up. This stuff, a quarter of a cup, that one dry cup of ingredients I put in here, when it gets done, it's quite a lot, but you'll see it almost doubles or triples in size, like I said. But when you take a quarter of a cup, that's like you're going to get a fair amount of protein. I think it's like 9 grams of protein in a quarter of a cup. The calories, I think, is 110. No carbs. I mean, there's probably carbs. I mean, shouldn't have said that, but it's tasty. It's filling. You can mix it with other stuff. But like I said, these here takes 20 to 30 minutes, give or take, maybe a little longer. But the other thing is you got to stir them, not constantly like I'm doing now. I'm just messing around, but because these things will stick at the bottom. And like I said, they're not like the other ones. You don't have to soak these overnight or nothing like that. You see, I just dumped everything in the pot, and that's that. Now, for all you people that say they never heard of lentils or saw them being, you know, whatever cooked, I'm going to make more recipes. I hope you guys keep tuning in with the lentils. Like I said, I'm going to make a flatbread kind of deal. I'm going to make a pizza. I'm going to make a Italian thing with the lentils and pasta called pasta la chiqui, pasta something. When I was a kid, my grandmother made it, but I don't remember eating it. But at any rate, when this is done, we'll come back and we'll have a little taste test. Okay, and through the magic of videography, I've got a finished pot of lentils. I turned my overhead light off because I think it shows a little better, but the size of the little chunks of carrots, the little lentils, the onions, all mixed in there. They all look about the same, so it's not, I don't want anything taken away from the lentils, okay? And I'm going to put a little salt in here, like I said, at the very end. So salt and pepper. I've already got some pepper flakes in there. Let's stir this around a little bit. I turned the heat off, so I'm going to let it just sit. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sit at the table and enjoy a little taste test, or I will. You guys are missing out. And if you make these, let me know and say how good they are, because they really are good. And like I said, they're very versatile. You can use them in almost anything. You can mix them with anything. But, yep, they're good. Now, you can see also how much more is in the pot than what we started with. You started with one little cup, and this is about, looks like 2 or 3 cups. But it's still that one little cup. They just puffed up a little better. So, anyways, you'll be seeing me at the table here in a few minutes. And until then, hold on. Okay, we're back. We're ready for the taste test. Well, whilst I was moving everything, I got myself a bowl and Miss Penny a bowl, and Miss Penny inadvertently screwed off the top, and whoosh, so we had to dump a little bit down the sink. That was funny. I did that a time or two. But little Frank's, this had a little pour spout thing. Give it a couple of drops like that. Okay. And stir. Mix it in. Okay. So for Mr. Eddie, this first bite's for you. Tastes like beans. Tastes good. Got a little carrot that time too, but. Okay, Miss Joe, this bite will be for you. I think that that's another dish I can see. I hope that people make it. And if we do run out of meat, keep that in the back of your mind. These are cheap to buy. You can get them in a 1 pound bag, like I get, or you can get them in bigger bags. They have different colors. They have the green, the brown, the red, orange, whatever, and black. I believe you basically cook them all the same. Some of them you use for different type of recipes. I've not found anything other than the green though. I've looked in a couple different stores. But the other thing you need to remember too is that this is Weight Watchers friendly, so if you have any friends that's doing Weight Watchers, because this does fill you up. Well, it's stuff pretty tasty. I was actually thinking because of the consistency, I'm going to try to mix this with other things like cauliflower just to see if I can use it as a binding agent. So, you know, because sometimes I'll use a little flour, but I think if I can mix enough of these in, maybe help hold stuff together, we can dump out the flour part. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have, like always, please give me a nice like. If you want to share this with somebody else, please do so. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe because I could really use the help. And if you'd like to be notified of my future videos, hit the notification button. And as what I've been trying to do since the second video is everything's now down in the description box. The recipe, the quantities, the amounts, how to cook it. And as we go along, I'll probably be putting more stuff in there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But we're all, for me, this is like a learning thing, but I'm having fun. I appreciate all you guys watching that are watching. But I hope the biggest thing is, a lot of people come over here to my house and they say, oh, you guys cook good, you eat like this all the time. Anybody can eat like this. This is not like a rich man's meal or, we eat because we're hungry, and I like to cook. So, but if you guys can come back for future videos, you can do that. But at any rate, let me go, and I'll say goodbye to Eddie and the family in Ohio, and Joe K and her family in, please, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, somewhere like that. I can't quite remember, Joe. Sorry, but to you and your family, stay safe. And keep social distancing in your mind so that you do that as a routine. Don't forget to wash your hands. Okay, we'll see you next time. We're out.